Hey, Vinnie Brand, with our brand new sponsor this week, Victoria's Tratta Italiano. And I have to tell you something right now. Not because we may or may not be owners. I'm telling you the food. No, the food is incredible.
It is incredible. I will say it is incredible. Everyone that walks through our doors is incredible. But I know we've talked about this before, and I'm jumping in. But can we talk about the Yelp reviews?
Yes, but first let's talk a little bit about how great the restaurant is.
Well, that's what I mean. So somebody raved about the food on the Yelp review. Raved about it.
Right, and I got to tell you.
But gave us 4 stars because we ran out of hand towels in the bathroom.
I was upset about that too.
I know, but just instead of saying like, hi, can I get some hand towels? Is your immediate reaction to go on Yelp and give me 4 stars instead of 5?
By the way, we're out of hand towels, but we do have the old school slide towel from the gas station.
Do you remember that? Oh, there was an Italian restaurant in Rockaway, New Jersey that had that, and it was on that loop.
Oh.
And it was an Italian restaurant, and my mom would take me there. And when I was little, I would move that and wash my hands. And as I got a little older, I'll never forget thinking, that's nasty. It's just on this loop. Now, Noah's too young. He'll never know what the loop is.
A loop of disease.
Yeah, it's so gross. I won't even, when Cassie and I go to the bathroom, we don't even use the hand dryers because they've done studies where that's just recycled bacteria air.
Why are people studying that? Why? Can I tell you what I do? I do it all the time. Well, first of all, let me say this.
Yeah.
Get back to the food for a second.
Yes. Oh, the food is amazing.
Bouncing around a bit. Food's amazing. Go to Victoria's. You will love it. There's a salmon dish there that's off the hook. The bolognese is just... I told the head chef, Bosco, stop cooking everything for me. Yes. Because he cooks it and I eat it.
I know. He's constantly... I'm telling you, if he presents me with one more dessert to try, one more, because you can't just take one bite. Like, I don't know how the chefs on TV, like Giada De Laurentiis, she's rail thin, like this thin. And now there have been reports that like she tries the food and then spits it out.
I was gonna say, I think she's bulimic.
She's so skinny because we
the bulimic bistro with Giada.
Stop, that's terrible. I mean, you can't stop it. We can't stop. That's not something to joke about. That's not. Don't joke about that.
I apologize.
But he will present a dessert to us.
Yes.
And we can't just take one bite. You have to eat the whole thing. And then when we had our family party at the back of the restaurant, poor Vinnie didn't even get to eat his salmon because the whole family, my whole family, they're shameless. They just all took out their little forks and were digging right into Vinnie's salmon, eating it up.
Little do they know that day I had just a touch of the monkeypox.
No, stop.
Joke's on them.
But joke's on me because he then focused his attention to my dish and ate my dish.
I did eat your dish.
Yeah, he ate half of my food.
You had the chicken...
parm. It was so good.
Was great. But I had the salmon Florentine, outrageous. Now back to the hands. And we were only out of towels for a matter of 3 minutes.
I know.
Because they came to me right away. I'm the one that replenished them. But forget all that. This is what I do in the bathroom. Every bathroom. Every bathroom. I wash my hands. I shake off hard. And then I dry on my clothing.
Well, that's what Cassie and I do.
Yeah, why would you...
Because I'm like, I know where my pants have been. I know where my shirt has been.
I don't even think of it that way. I always think of the same thing. Why would I cut a tree down or I'll drip dry? I don't care. Just drip dry. Your hands need moisture. So Victoria's is our new sponsor.
Yes, Victoria's. 94 Church Street, New Brunswick, New Jersey.
So good. So good. So, Vicki, we have a lot to talk about today.
And Ron and Sharon Ginsburg ate there Friday night for Ron's birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they ate there. They celebrated.
He had our salmon.
He did have our salmon.
He loved it. So what are we talking about today, Vicki? This is a brand new... First of all, where are we? We are in beautiful... Where are we?
I don't know. Where are we today, Noah?
Where do you guys want to be?
You know where I want to be? At Yellowstone, because I am going to be talking about Yellowstone.
Yeah, put us in Yellowstone.
That's where I would
like to be, at
Yellowstone
National Park on our Columbus Day. I don't know if you're allowed to say Columbus Day. On Indigenous Peoples / Columbus Day.
I don't know.
And we're in Yellowstone. It's beautiful here. Look at this scenery.
Yeah, we are pre-recording today because I have a pickleball tournament tomorrow.
Man.
Middle of the week.
You know what happens too? They say this happens. You wake up one day and you're old.
I'm doing it with a bunch of friends, and it's Tuesday because one of the friends, that's her day off from work. And
yeah, it's the day you're supposed to work.
I know. But she works for, she's a nurse practitioner. And so that's her day off from work. Cat? Don't say her name. And
why can't cat have a day off?
Yeah, don't. Okay. So, so when we do something, because the weekends are so busy with the kids, sometimes it's a Tuesday. Now, generally speaking, I would bow out of it and I'd say, no, I'm sorry, I have to work. But
see, you say that a lot. I don't see a lot of bowing. I see a lot of, can you hold down the fort? I don't see a lot of bowing out.
But the good news is,
never bow out.
I'm going to learn how to
bow me out.
I'm going to learn how to play pickleball because a couple months ago, Amazon had a special on pickleball rackets, and I bought Vinnie and I pickleball rackets and never used them. So.
No. We did not buy pickleball. We do not buy shit on Amazon like that. I'm still wearing sneakers. These sneakers are 8 years old. 8 years. They're 8 years.
Good for you, thrifty.
No, it's not that. I just
thrifty,
I don't
Mr.
impulse
Thrifty.
buy. If I impulse buy, purchased, I'd be wearing Air Jordan 2s or whatever the hell they are. But I do need sneakers.
Well, I'm a sucker for a good advertisement.
I'm
a sucker for a good advertisement. I still think that you threw away my edger that cleaned the edges because when I went to go find it, which was years and years later, it was no longer there.
You never unboxed it.
I know, but it's gone.
No, it's not gone. It's buried in the garage somewhere. The one day I go out there, you had a handy caddy, which is also something old people have, a handy caddy, and it's in a box.
It was a good sale.
I'm going to show you. Can I show video of the? I can. I'm going to show video. This is a gate Vicki bought the other day to keep the dogs out of the dining room. This is the dog gate that my wife bought. And this is how we're using the dog gate. Instead of actually installing it. Dining room.
3 weeks ago, it's been like that.
Hey, I don't want 6 dogs, which we have.
We have 5.
It feels like 6.
You've lost count. We have 5. And what did Cassie say yesterday? Can we go to the pet store just to browse? And Maddie goes, absolutely not.
Thank God.
And
Maddie.
Cassie goes, no, I just want to, window shop. And you were like, there's no window shopping of dogs in this house.
Yeah, we don't. And pity the human being that ever breaks into our home.
Oh, yeah.
Because Lucas, Draco, and Luna, they, we're a mall risk. I hope our insurer isn't watching.
Yeah, no.
We're a mall, and that dog hates Noah. Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas doesn't like you, Noah.
When you hear Lucas bark at Noah,
yeah,
you like to interpret what a dog is saying.
Yeah.
And the day you said Lucas barking, Lucas was saying, "You better not screw up the sound."
Noah, are you mic'd?
Yes, I actually thought that as I was driving over it, that he had such a low bark, from his deep, like a really, it was scary.
It was a visceral reaction he had to you.
Yeah.
He did not care for you.
That was a lot.
Yeah, it was. It really was. Do you know, Noah, that last summer, we're not sure how it happened, but our sliding glass door was slightly open and it set off our alarms. And the police called my cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
And because I had missed the alarm company calling me, and the police called my cell phone, which, by the way, how did they get my cell phone? I don't know that.
Because the alarm company has it. The alarm company says, because the cops will say to the alarm company, I need to talk to someone.
Oh, okay. So they called me and they said, your alarms are going off. Your sliding glass door, it looks like it was slightly opened. And I don't know if somebody opened it or I don't know what happened or if it's just a sensor thing and we hadn't closed it fully. But they said, do you want us to go into the house and check? And they said, but we're worried about going in. And I said, no.
He said he was afraid of the dogs.
Well, I said you would have to be you would have to be insane to go into our house because they'll rip you apart.
I'll rip you apart.
Our dogs will rip you apart. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, feel free to come over anyhow. If you get invited, come on over and enjoy the house.
Well, we never do any of the school fundraisers where they come and they put flamingos in your front lawn or anything like that because I'm always afraid that they're going to stop by when the dogs are out.
Whole new fundraiser. Buy Mrs. LaGuardia a new leg.
Yeah.
Go buy Mrs. LaGuardia a leg. All right, so we have a lot.
We do.
I have only one thing to talk about.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
We'll talk about it in a minute. So what do you want to talk about? You were the one driving this one today. I don't do weird news just yet. We have weird news story today.
I'm not. I was thinking about that last week. That we stopped doing weird news, and that is really one of my favorite things to talk about. I love weird news because people are just, as I like to say, batshit.
Batshit crazy.
Batshit.
So what are we doing today?
Well, this is actually a pretty sad story in a funny way. There was a Long Island bus driver who did not know that White Claw, the hard seltzer, is alcoholic. And
a bus driver of what? Of kids?
Of kids. She was driving a school bus. Oof. School bus, driving kids, drinking a White Claw.
It was a woman, right?
It was a woman. And she had no idea.
Because women drink White Claw and Noah.
Yeah.
I actually have a very good story about this. And my mom, she also did not realize that it was alcohol in there. And she doubled down and put vodka at a tailgate for one of my cousin's high school football games.
Oh, my God.
And she was stumbling out of the stadium.
Holy shit.
She was what?
Stumbling out of the stadium.
That's hysterical.
She had no idea that it was the alcohol.
That's hysterical. I served crystal meth at Thanksgiving one time.
Right.
I didn't know.
Well, I can see. So at first I read the story and I said, how the hell do you not know that White Claw is an alcoholic? But then I looked at it. So, of course, if you're driving a bunch of high schoolers, they all know that White Claw is alcoholic. And they're videotaping her. And
wow.
So, to them, she's drinking and driving, which, if it was the 70s and 80s, totally acceptable. But not in 2023.
You know what, though? They should give her a pass. Could you imagine driving kids today? Yeah, it should be legal to drink and drive a school bus today. That should be acceptable because the kids are just out of control.
Oh, they're a pain in the ass.
Your stepfather drove a school bus. He said that there were certain kids in that bus, and they won't do anything. They won't throw the kids off.
Well, you know that he got in big trouble, my stepfather, because...
I think it's a story I think it is my favorite.
So there was a little girl.
A
little girl that would come on the bus, and they had just installed seatbelts on the school bus. And my stepfather would say, okay, everybody get their seatbelt on. And she would say to him, where's your seatbelt? And he would never wear a seatbelt. And so he said, I have an invisible seatbelt. And she said, can I get an invisible seatbelt? And he said, why the hell? I swear to God, there's something wrong with you.
I didn't.
Yeah. So anyway, he said, I'll special order an invisible seatbelt for you. And this is how pain in the ass some parents can be. Because the little girl went home and said to her mom, my bus driver is ordering me a special seatbelt that's invisible. And instead of sitting your little daughter down and say, oh, that's so cute, but you have to wear your real one until it comes, blah, 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 or whatever you would say to your child, she went to the Board of Ed on him. I know, come on. But
people, when people get tired of life, it's because of people.
Yeah.
You can become weary.
Yeah.
You become weary of BS. I thought you were going to tell a story, which I think is hysterical, of the little boy who was a pain in the ass on the bus. And in a pouring rainstorm, he pulled up to the stop, and you're supposed to leave the stop at a certain time. And the mother would never control the kid. And the kid was running to the bus in the rainstorm.
Oh, he did that all the time.
And he closed the door and drove away because the kid wasn't on time. And
the kid was never on time. And then she would then race to the next bus stop. But she wouldn't make it on time. And she'd wave her hands and he would just drive like this.
Yeah, because you're behind the bus.
Yeah, he would drive like this, acting like he didn't see her. And that's ridiculous. But getting back to the woman with the White Claw, so she's battling cancer, which is so sad. She was crying. And this how much that she must have been really believable because I don't, in ordinary circumstances, I don't think police would ever give anyone a pass for drinking and driving, especially with kids.
Especially kids. Was she considered drunk?
They don't say that in the article, but she was just drinking it. And
yeah, go ahead.
But the police believed her that she had no idea that I was alcoholic because she was undergoing chemotherapy and she lost her sense of taste. So she couldn't tell. And all this says, and she has a roommate, and now she's worried that she's going to get fired. She was with the bus company for 15 years. They fired her.
They did fire her?
They fired her. And I understand that they have to, I guess.
No, nothing happened. They could have said, listen, it's alcoholic. Please don't do it again. We got to put you on probation. They didn't have to fire her.
Right.
Nothing happened. If she got in an accident, yes.
Right. So, Noah, I want you to put a picture up of White Claw because I did look at it, and at first glance, you can't tell that it's alcoholic.
Yeah. Well, White Claw, first of all, it tastes like juice. I like a White Claw.
It tastes like that seltzer soda that I buy all the time.
It does. Every now and again, when I feel like my effeminate side, I'll have a White Claw. And sometimes I say to myself, it'd be fun to be a girl.
Cheeky.
I'll probably get in trouble for that. But
yeah, you probably.
So you can't tell. We're looking at White Claw. Now, Noah, opposite end of the spectrum, put up a can of Liquid Death, which looks like alcohol. And you know what it is?
No, what is Liquid Death?
Liquid Death is what, Noah?
Water.
Mountain water.
Shut up.
Mountain water.
Oh, I would never drink Liquid Death.
Well, I found out the hard way because...
You found out about drinking water the hard way? Really?
No,
I
found out that...
I found out the hard way that it wasn't scotch, that it was water!
No, because I nearly disciplined Tabby. Because she gave Liquid Death to Cassie. And I'm like, what the hell? And she's like, it's water. I'm like, that's not water. And, you know, and then I get it, and it's water. And by the way.
You know, I'm sure she was so happy you were wrong.
I wasn't wrong. I was protective.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
No, because I didn't yell. That's I said I found out the hard way. I didn't yell. But let me say this, too. Just in terms of all of it. The woman shouldn't be fired. If nothing happened, she shouldn't be fired. If something happened, I understand it. Give her administrative leave. Pay her. Let her be in the office for a couple weeks. All right? Whatever. But to fire her, she's going through chemo. She got cancer.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
You're driving kids around.
I know, right? Like, I mean, back in the day, you know, the things that teachers used to get away with when we were growing up, you know.
Well, people drank and drove.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, you just didn't get drunk. You know, but you would be under the influence. But, you know, listen, when you had a couple and you go, driving's fun, but you weren't drunk. But you were in danger. Now, you don't remember those days.
I actually didn't drink and drive growing up. But
right, Mother Teresa.
No, but everyone that drove me as a child did. You know, like, it was just, like, I mean, you do a whole joke about your dad packing a six-pack.
A six-pack between them.
Yeah.
And he'd be driving very carefully. What am I doing?
No, I had a hair on me.
Handed 2 and 10. And wanting to be safe, I'm not even being funny here, he'd say, Vinnie, open the cooler and hand me a Budweiser. And our job while he was driving, so he didn't want to take his hand off the wheel, would be to pop the lid and put it in his hand.
Right.
And then he would just very carefully, and then right back to he had a cup holder. And
but was that so he didn't want to spill the beer?
No, he was being safe.
Because, you know, growing up,
responsible drunk.
We also, which I know we've talked about, we also never wore seatbelts growing up. So, like, my mom would get a new car, I'll never forget it, and she would immediately tuck the seatbelts into the seat so we could get more kids in the back because they hindered your seats.
Yeah, because someone had a buckle right up your ass. And so you tuck it in there and you don't get you don't get an ass buckle by accident. You could get 5 kids in the back of a Plymouth Fury with a dog. I found out the hard way. Now, you couldn't have fat kids. You had to have thin kids, but every kid was thin back then. There was like 4 fat kids when we were little.
My 3rd grade year, my mom took me for a birthday party. It was my birthday party, actually, in Flanders. So we had to drive from Hackettstown to Flanders, which was like probably from my house, like a 25-minute ride. I think there was about 17 kids in her Bronco because I was in the way back. And so there was that back storage area. So that could fit a good 5, 6, 7 kids. And then you would also, you just sat on people's laps. Like, it didn't matter. Like, there was no thought like, you could propel into the windshield.
No thought of it. And even
And my mom was the only chaperone there for 17 kids.
Yeah. You know, when you think about it too, so the whole seatbelt issue, the whole, we would double and triple buckle when we did do that, but it wasn't for safety. It was because when you stacked 3 kids up, you needed the buckle to keep you in. It was like loading cargo. It was like a cargo strap. Once again, this podcast brought to you today by Victoria's Trada Italiano, 94 Church Street. I'm telling you, amazing. You got to get there. By the way, when we come back, we will no longer be in Yellowstone. Now we are in beautiful, beautiful horse country.
Well, we didn't talk about Yellowstone yet. I wanted to talk about Yellowstone.
Oh, we're still in Yellowstone when we get back.
I wanted to show you this.
All right, wait. Now we have to say we're back.
Okay. We're back.
We're back.
Woo! Like we went somewhere.
Don't even cut that. Let that whole thing play. Sure. All right, go ahead.
So there's a woman that, and Noah's going to show it, that, here, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can tell me what you're getting.
So she went up to a bison.
I love it already.
And it is, look how close she is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you going to put that up? Yeah, put that up.
Yeah, so Noah's going to put that up. She's literally like a foot or two away.
She's 6 feet away.
Oh, no. They say that she is a foot or two.
Can you go to the picture? All right, that's 6 feet.
No.
Oh, I didn't even see. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the 2 other people.
No.
She's a foot or 2 away.
She's a foot or 2 away of
For
a
a
sleeping.
second. For just a second, I saw only the 2 people.
Yeah. No. And she's laying there. I mean, she's standing there next to the bison laying there. And there are signs, for anyone that's never been to Yellowstone, there are signs everywhere.
And there are park rangers everywhere.
Well, a park ranger.
There's a sign in the picture.
Yeah, there is a sign in the picture. There was, a park ranger started yelling at her to get away from the bison. And
Wait, did it end good? Did the bison?
No. But it's just one of those things where, you know, you wonder how stupid people are.
You know, I gotta tell you something. That is so ridiculous because, first of all, that thing, oh shit, there's another shot. She's moved in that shot.
Yeah.
That thing, yeah, here's what people don't understand.
Well, these people are stupid too.
They're stupid too. What people don't get is that animal looks slow and peaceful and calm. And what that animal's saying to itself right now is, I just gored someone last week. Is it even worth the effort? These people are never going to stop. But if that thing gets up, there's no getting away. She's going to get hammered.
Yeah. I do have some weird news that I want to get.
Before we get into weird news, can we just go into the further video, and then we'll do weird news. It's a real fast video. Have you seen the video of the people at Harrods in London? These are the vegan protesters in a department store in London.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
They go into Harrods, which is, you know, super expensive, beautiful,
Yeah.
and they dump out container after container after container of milk because they're vegan and they're protesting climate change with their veganism. And I don't know.
Well, how does that impact a big department store like Harrods?
Because the farming industry and the cattle industry is, you know, they clear cut land to graze and of course the gases from the cattle, and they say that this is a big problem.
But how does it have to do with a sweater?
What?
A sweater.
Well, there's milk at Harrods too, I guess.
There's milk at the department store?
Yeah, Harrods is a huge. I mean, it's like a mall here, but on steroids. Like there's like a Starbucks in there. I mean, it's a humongous.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So have you been there?
I have.
Wow. You know what? How is it that our producer goes to England and we're stuck here in Yellowstone? I got to get to England at least once. If that jackass has been to England, I got to go to. When did you go to England?
This was 7th grade. 7th grade.
What grade?
7th
grade.
See, I told you Noah came from a privileged background. All right, he came from a home of money. All right, Mrs. Chait had and Mr. Chait have big. Who sends their kid to London? Okay,
Maybe on family vacation. Maybe on family vacation.
Our kid's going to Homicidal Park this afternoon.
Yeah.
But
So
what do you think of this?
I don't think that that's the right way to go about anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing.
You're destroying merchandise to make a point, and now you're going to get in trouble because it's in a negative fashion that you're doing
Didn't
it.
they get physical with the one guy, didn't they? How did it end?
I have the video.
We're going to see a quick video how this ends. Take a look at this. Here we go. Let's look at this. Playing now. See, I like the fact that just some random guy punched another one in the stomach. This level of protest, what did you do?
I know, you really, it's ridiculous.
And you know what's going to have to happen? This is the ironic part. They're not going to stop selling milk, Vicki.
No.
The guy got on the phone with the farm and said, fire up another cow. We just lost 10 gallons. Like, it's counterproductive.
It's counterproductive protesting.
Right. And look at those kids, all privileged. You know, every one of them is privileged like Noah.
Well, also, you know what it is too, honestly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you are worried about putting food on your table, you don't have time to go waste
100%.
pouring milk out in a fancy department store. And on top of it, you just look like an idiot. Like, if you want to make real change, pouring milk out, pouring a small, not even, they didn't even bring in vats of milk.
But the gallons are so heavy.
Like, they're little, like,
Yeah.
It was such a dinky protest.
It's a dink. It really is. But what do you think the appropriate punishment would be? See, now there has to be a deterrent factor and a punishment factor.
Right. Well, I feel like maybe there was some thought put into that. Because, I mean, how much trouble are you really going to get into for pouring milk on the floor?
What do you think the punishment should be?
Oh, that's a slap on the wrist. That's going to be like a fine.
What do you think it should be? I know what it should be.
For that kind of protest, a slap on the wrist?
30 days in jail.
What?
30 days in jail.
What?
On an all-milk diet.
Out of town.
Have you ever heard of the gallon challenge?
Huh?
The gallon challenge.
What is the gallon
challenge? You have to
challenge?
drink a whole gallon of milk in, I think, under 30 minutes. But your body actually can't retain the whole gallon, so you just end up throwing it up. But it's a pretty gruesome experience.
If you drink a gallon of milk?
Well, it's like, remember the cinnamon challenge? Like all these silly things. It's the gallon challenge, which that should be their punishment.
Right, but I mean, someone's going to end up dying.
30 days all dairy diet. 30 days all dairy. Chocolate milk for breakfast, strawberry milk for lunch, vanilla milk for dinner, milk for snacks, ice cream, more milk, some cheese, couple pieces of beef. 30 days, you come out with high cholesterol and a new attitude. Let me tell you got to do something to these people because this is what's going on now. People just feel like this entitlement to do anything.
But that's a really rinky-dink protest.
Okay, so that's rinky-dink, okay? But we're not prosecuting people for anything.
No, I mean, that's a different thing. That's a rinky-dink thing, Vinnie. That's
30 days all dairy diet.
No.
Can I ask you a question? If you put them on an all dairy diet, wouldn't the irony of that punishment entertain you? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Because you know, day one, you're like, I'm going to go on a hunger strike. I'm not going I'm not going to have milk. I protest. And by day 4, you're like, can I have more Bosco? Can I have more Bosco for my milk? That's what would happen.
Well, let's get on to weird news because this is what we're going to wrap up on. Because I read about this. And so when we went to Africa, we went to visit the Maasai people. And the Maasai tribe makes their huts out of
cow shit.
Cow poop. And we learned that while we were sitting in their hut.
On
their cow poop bed.
On their cow poop bed.
And I
cow hide.
Yeah, I took my purse. I sat with it real close. Vinnie, of course, was putting his arms around everybody. They were all sick and their noses running and they're coughing. And
they're human beings. They're wonderful people.
No, there are wonderful people, but
I hug wonderful people.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a woman in Iowa. Did you hear about this?
No.
Who came back from somewhere overseas. It doesn't say, or maybe I missed it. And she brought giraffe poop with her, and because she was going to make jewelry out of the giraffe poop.
She's going to make what?
Jewelry. And she got flagged at the Minneapolis airport because they decided to search her bags, and she did declare it on customs on her little form.
What do you even write?
I got giraffe poop.
I got giraffe shit.
And they did say they took it from her. They weren't charging her because she was very honest with it and said, I have giraffe poop. And because she's brought back moose poop before. But moose poop, I mean, that's the kind of thing maybe she drove back with it. I don't know. Or you didn't get flagged. I mean, it's kind of like when you go through security and you have over 3 ounces of toothpaste in your bag and you're like, oh my God, I had a whole tube and they didn't catch me. So maybe she brought the moose poop back that way. But you can bring giraffe poop back legally. It's just more forms. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, does she then sell her jewelry at flea markets?
I don't know. You know what I find ironic?
What?
That jackass is perfectly legal and allowed to drive a school bus. The poor woman with chemo wants to have a White Claw, going to lose her job. This woman selling giraffe shit necklaces. Who would even buy a giraffe shit necklace? I don't understand. You're at a dinner party. Oh my goodness, that's lovely. Is that real giraffe shit or is that synthetic? I only insist on real giraffe shit. I'm telling you, when I hear the world, I just want to go back to Yellowstone, sit in the middle on a swivel chair with a shotgun, just the middle of a big field. No one's allowed around me. Keep your giraffe shit jewelry away from me. It's bizarre. So what happened to her?
Nothing. She didn't get charged or anything. They said if you want to bring it next time, you have to fill out more paperwork with the Department of Agriculture.
I can't even... What's amazing to me is, can you please Google, is that a thing? Giraffe shit jewelry? Is that?
I think you'd have to look giraffe feces.
Huh?
Giraffe feces.
Giraffe what?
Giraffe feces.
If it's petrified.
Giraffe shit.
Giraffe feces.
Huh?
Feces. Say feces.
I'm using the word shit because IA knows what I'm talking about. Giraffe shit jewelry. And when you Google that, giraffe shit jewelry, what pops up?
Nothing.
Yeah, something will pop up. Giraffe feces taken one to make poop jewelry. Yeah, it's all over the news. Mm-hmm. Diamond giraffe pendant necklace. Where's the giraffe shit?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. There you go. I didn't even know the story. It was going to be a necklace. Sized what? A necklace sized, seized into a necklace. She was going to make it into a necklace. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The drop was received by border officials.
In Kenya. She came back from Kenya.
The giraffe poop was taken and destroyed by steam sterilization. You know what they must be worried about? Yeah, here it is. There's a real danger of bringing fecal matter into the U.S. The person entered the U.S. and has not declared this item. High possibility person could have contracted a disease from this jewelry and developed serious health issues. There's the picture of the giraffe shit. Put that up now, the picture of the giraffe shit. And she was in Kenya. We told you it was Africa, right? Of course.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only a few places you're coming in contact with giraffes, so.
Well, it's remarkable.
But I mean, really, how silly is she? Because I'm almost positive there's a Six Flags around Minneapolis. She could have just gone to the Six Flags Safari and gotten out of her car, scooped up a little, and moved on.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something.
You know what? I'm going to reach out to her and let her know she could do that.
It reminds me of two things. Number one, people do amazing things with animal turds in general, right? When we were kids, remember Bub's Daddy the candy?
I never had Bub's Daddy.
Bub's Daddy was a long stick of gum. It came in a long tube. It was about that big around. And you would bring a piece of tube out and break off a piece and eat it. And it was very common to take the tube and just upside down, let it slide in your mouth and take a bite. And me and my cousin Drew and my cousin Bebe and my sister Michelle took a Bub's Daddy wrapper and we took the gum out and we loaded it with cat turds.
Oh my God.
And then handed it to Lori.
Ew! Ew!
It was my cousin Drew saved the day because he was a ringleader anyway. We handed it to Lori, and Lori has the gum, and she goes like this. She puts it up, and Drew starts laughing hysterically. And it gave Lori just enough pause. And then we broke out and said, it's for cat turds.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Oh,
and cat turds make a perfect size Bub's Daddy. That's the thing. And and so, but I was 8 or 9.
Right. I have to kill that huge spider.
Kill a huge spider. So, are we wrapped?
Yeah.
Vicky's off camera killing a spider.
Wow. That's a big guy.
Did you get him?
Yeah, I got him. He was big and black.
Big and...
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you. I'm Vicki Brand.
Can we just cut that comment, please, about the spider?
Why? All right. Thank you. I'm Vicki Brand.
I'm Vinnie Brand.
Right.
And thank you for watching today. Go get yourself some giraffe poop necklaces and wear it on your fine dinner out at Victoria's Chinatown. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.